Hello and welcome to session 9 of Beyond the Fever Swamp. Um, in game, it is March 28th, and our heroes are now standing outside of the rune stone that they encountered um, 8 sessions ago. The stone is much like you left it. Um, it is a stone, a little taller than a man. Um, it is light. It is covered in runes of an ancient language, and the stone is weathered with uh, millennium of weathering, and the runes are faintly glowing with a blue light. Around around the runestone is a wooden fence made much more recently, within 10 years, um, and a sign which says "Do not touch." Um, the fence is
Well, damn.
old. The fence is old and starting to rot, um, but hasn't fallen over yet.
While obeying all posted signage, uh, Lucas will identify the rune stone to recap everyone and to check for any changes.
Yes, the runestone is as you encountered it before. It isn't so much that the runestone is itself a magic item, in so much that it is presently being there is a uh, necromantic aura about it, indicating some sort of um, undead disturbance, some sort of spiritual disturbance in the tomb, which the stone is blocking the entrance to. Um,
Right. Well, we should get permission from the nearest town, village to dig it up and see if we can deal with the evil.
okay, so you well, does anyone object to that?
Seems reasonable to me.
Well, it is offensive that this thing has remained undisturbed for so long while the Nilfenburgs have overtaken the area. And now we're doing it, but I guess it seems like a good idea.
All right, so you head over to the next town. There are towns consistently around here, so it's not very far. It's the same town that you asked about the runestone inn before. There's an inn and a tavern and all the normal things you might expect in a town along the road between Nilfenburg and Terfeld. Um, so, what sort of who are you looking for in this town?
I suppose we'll ask anyone who is in charge of the village.
And then visit the Lord or something.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Of course, the village has their own leadership. And so you speak with one of the elders of the village, and you remember him from before. He was the one who told you that this isn't the first time that the stone runestone, not statue, the runestone began to glow. He tells you that it happened many decades ago. but eventually stopped on its own. So while they're making sure everyone stays away from it, they're not overly concerned.
We should like to dig it up and deal with what's going on there, or at least examine it. On the off chance that this time it is dangerous. Sometimes a volcano will smoke, and then a century later it will explode. We should like to make sure nothing like that is magically transpiring here.
Right. If we don't open it now, the volcano may open it later. So we should open it.
He
The metaphorical volcano.
Or a literal volcano.
He warns you that he recalls a story from when that his grandfather told him about how someone tried to open the tomb before, and they knocked the runestone over and were struck by lightning. He says that his grandfather and the other men put the stone back and have prevented anyone from touching it since, or tried to. But
Well, I have brought a dwarf.
And half a dwarf.
I'm confused about the logic there. Are we okay with Bort being struck by lightning because he's a dwarf?
No, we're assuming Bort won't fail to dig a tunnel in such a
Oh.
spectacular way.
I thought you were talking about
Alright.
Kildrak because he's the only dwarf here.
Well, Kildrak,
Yeah.
who Kildrak, Bort, whichever.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
Bort is a dwarf. He's just a young dwarf.
he's a yes.
He's an eternally baby dwarf.
Well, technically speaking, none of you are dwarves because you're both exiles. You're just very short humans. Well, I guess Bort's technically not an exile. He just doesn't belong to an existent clan.
Someday
Yeah,
I'll
he-
show those
Does that
bastards.
make Bort more dwarf than Kildrak?
I think they're equal dwarf. By
Yes.
which I mean none.
Yes.
well, perhaps as far as they're concerned, they're not dwarves. But I doubt any of the locals are going to make that distinction.
No, absolutely they do not. He says, give me a charisma persuasion roll.
Oh, that's a
Alright.
weird thing for a villager to say.
Yeah.
What?
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a charisma roll.
Okay, 14. He seems a little concerned about you disturbing it, but
Have you heard of our exploits in the Fever Swamp? And Filsticker begins to tell him a tale of a mountain of corpses that blocked out the sun and all this.
We were in no way responsible for the mountain of corpses.
To the heart of it, I traveled.
We were
And I
responsible
whacked it
for
with a-
stopping it.
And I whacked it with my axe, and we drug the heart to Mechanus and destroyed it.
all right, Vilsticker, you give me a persuasion roll. He is very impressed. He didn't realize he was talking to such great heroes.
I am Lord Filsticker.
While Sedigan nods. Yes. He is, while his concerns are still present, he's certain that you can handle it, and grants you permission to try and enter the tomb.
Thank you. We'll do what we can to set it right.
I wish you luck. And if you do not succeed. Please be sure to reseal it.
Of course.
No one knows what's down there.
No one indeed.
It's all right.
After we leave, we whisper, hopefully this goes better than the robberies in the last town.
So, leaving the village elders' home, where do you proceed?
I think back towards the area of the graveyard. We're gonna want to shore or the runestone. I don't know if there's a graveyard around it.
There's not a graveyard around it.
We're gonna want to shore up the runestone before we begin digging, and we'll probably want to dig from several meters away, go down, and then tunnel in so that we don't risk knocking it over. Is that something that the party feels comfortable setting into doing?
Yeah,
As
sounds.
long as we got the stuff.
Yeah, seems reasonable to me.
Yeah, sure.
Did we use stone cutting on it the last time?
Yes, that told you that it was standing on an entrance to a tomb. It was made by a human civilization that lived in this region before being conquered by Nilfenburg
All right.
and having their cultural identity subsumed into the Nilfenburg and their language lost.
Right.
I just realized I used to have a shovel, but it was one of the things that got stolen by the bugs.
Ha ha! All according to plan!
Be really nice to have that right now.
Yes.
Thankfully, Bort does still have his shovel because he was a stubborn bastard.
Well, the bugs are trying to take your crossbow, not your shovel.
Yes, but you know they would have tried to take his shovel as well if he had let them have the chance.
Yes, your shovel was also imperfect and in needing of being broken down for parts.
Oh wait, this is a far easier way to do this. To hold up the runestone, why don't we use the immovable rod? We could just try to lift the thing using a crane assembly with it if we don't want to tunnel, if it's covering the entrance, if you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Or, and then, to fix it, we only need to come out and press the button. How does that sound to people?
I mean, we should probably try to make sure it doesn't move at all.
So we're going to try to break in through the roof. My concern is that if we tunnel through the roof, if this thing is here as like a cork stopper on the entrance sort of deal, then moving it obviously opens the entrance, and that's bad. But creating a second entrance, which is not capped by a runestone, is perhaps worse.
Perhaps it's, I guess, a question of whether it's kind of like damned if we do, damned if we don't, because as far as we do know, just moving the runestone might be sufficient to set it off and
That's true.
zap us. And Bort's tough. He doesn't think he's tough enough to deal with lightning.
Well, we can still use the immovable rod to hold the stone in position, I suppose.
How are you planning on doing that?
When we create our wooden brace to hold it, we'll probably brace in the rod as well, such that the stone would not be movable at all without, breaking the brace around it. as opposed to just one of the supports.
Okay. So, walk me through everything that you're going to do in order to do this.
So,
Any supplies or tools you need, you can purchase in the town.
I guess there's still one piece of ambiguity left before we answer that. When Bort used his stone sense to detect that there was an entrance directly below the runestone, was he able to detect if the superstructure, or not superstructure, the structure beneath it extended beyond the runestone in any direction? Like, does he know there's a hallway coming out from that entrance heading north?
No, he doesn't know.
Then I think we're really just wrapping the rod with rope around the middle of the runestone really tightly and then turning it on. And
Okay.
then we're going to dig a hole a meter or two away from the runestone and see if we hit anything at the appropriate depth. And if we don't, we'll dig towards the runestone.
Okay. I will
Shovels,
admit
I
ignorance of
have.
not knowing how long it takes to dig things.
We may need to part with some money and hire a team.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. Spend a couple of gold pieces to get some farm boys to dig a hole for you.
All right.
And everyone spend another gold piece for a day of cost of living. I assume it takes most of a day. To dig the hole I'm about to describe.
10 people with shovels and picks seems about right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, so they dig most of the day, and then until it starts to get dark, and then they come back and they finish the next morning. A little time before lunch, on the next day, one of the boys pops his head out of the hole that you've dug. You dug down, and then not finding any room, you dug towards underneath the runestone, and now underneath the runestone, one of the boys tell you, Sir Lucas, we've hit stone wall. Looks like worked stone. It's all
Good.
brick.
Good. Let's examine the stone. Thank you. Lucas will climb down a ladder into the pit and walk up to the stone, presumably with one or more of the quote-unquote dwarfs.
Bort will join and use his stone cunning on the stone.
This is a man. This is a like human-made brick and mortar sort of construction of clay brick. You could break through here, and then you will be somewhere inside.
Can we break through carefully by chipping at the mortar?
Yes. So you break through carefully, and through whatever light, I assume light spell that you are using to see by. You find yourself in a small room. You put your head in and you look up, and you can see like the bottom of the runestone covering a small opening. And downward there is a sort of 45-degree slide of worked stone going downward into the darkness.
All right,
The wall it's 45 degrees, but it looks the walls are rough enough that you could easily climb it.
Does anyone have a ball bearing?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I don't.
No, but he did say we could buy what we needed.
Yep. Hold on while I look that up.
Oh, well, I have shot for the musket. That works.
Oh, that'll work. Lucas will
Yeah.
cast light on a bullet, and we will roll it down the ramp.
Okay. The slide goes down a fairly long way, and then ends in a room at the bottom. Ends levels out, and the glowing bullet rolls into a room. You can't see much into the room, but you see no movement other than that from your glowing bullet.
Maybe they're too smart.
I suppose that looks fairly safe to traverse. It doesn't seem to end in a slick section in a pit. I say we should investigate. Do you think of a good reason not to? He asked the dwarves.
Well, I mean, whatever's down there might kill us.
There is that. I
Never
guess.
stopped us before, though.
Yeah. I guess I can try and check to see if there's anything visibly terrible about the stonework.
No. Well, no.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll
the
convey
only
that
the only
thanks.
thing is that this this slide sort of situation is narrow. This isn't a 5 foot five. This isn't like a big hallway. This is something that like you'll have to crawl down one at a time.
Right. Bort will start crawling.
Before you do that, Bort, we should perhaps send Splicter first.
Boss, they want to put me down the hole.
Yeah, but you can become a tiny flying animal and invisible.
I mean, these are all really good points you're making, but
You'd be the safest person. You should be the least afraid out of anyone.
yeah, okay, boss, I guess, but don't let them lock me up in there. I don't want to get stuck.
Oh, don't worry. If you get stuck, kill yourself, and I'll summon you again.
That's
I'm
not
sorry,
the
that's
most
a terrible
reassuring
thing to
plan,
ask.
but okay, boss.
I'm sorry. I won't let them. I'm sorry I said that.
I get the feeling that the rest of the party is actually more respectful of Splicter than Fullsticker is. which is saying a lot.
Mhm. So Splicter like turns invisible, and he goes and he crawls down the down the shaft. Splicter, are you using like the ability to see through your familiar's eyes?
I don't remember if I even. Oh wait, everybody has that, don't they?
Mm-hmm. If you're within like 100
Yeah.
feet or something.
All right, hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Splicter, you see and can describe to the others if you like. Splicter
Quit calling
crawls.
me Splicter.
Huh? I said Phil.
Quit calling me Splicter. Okay, sure.
But Splicter sees. Well, Phil Sticker sees through Splicter's eyes. That the shaft opens into a 20-foot by 20-foot room with made of with gray stone walls and floor. The walls are depict a the walls are covered in murals which are highly detailed. In the ceiling, Splicter, roll Arcana.
He doesn't have that.
Phil Sticker, you can also roll.
Yeah. 11.
11.
Yeah.
All right. You see a ceiling which seems to be made of which the ceiling is covered in uh, sapphires, which seem to produce a replica of a night sky. There is lines connecting some of the stars, these sapphire stars, which seem to form constellations, but they're not constellations that that Phil Sticker recognizes.
My God, it's all so beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
In the center of the room, there's a stone, and there's a sword stuck into the stone. On the far side of the wall, there's an archway leading into another room. Above that archway, there are more runes, and on the side of the archway are carved into the side of on either side are blank, expressionless sort of faces. Just like two hollow holes for eyes and a hollow hole for a mouth.
Fister approximately describes these things to his friends. It's so beautiful. I mean, the ceiling. The rest of it isn't. But,
Well, we should go and see if any of that is magical, I suppose. Seems safe enough. Proceed. Based on what we can see. Lucas sort of looks towards Bort.
we should seal it up again so that nobody steals the sapphires.
I guess Bort will start crawling. Cause why the fuck not?
Okay. So Bort crawls down. and it's a little harder for Bort to squeeze through this hole than it was for Splicter, but he gets down there, and you see the same scene. The sapphire sky above you, the sword and the stone, the the murals on the
Archways
wall.
and the face.
The murals on the wall, the archways with the runes and the faces.
Lucas will use a charge of the wand of detect magic when he gets down.
Okay.
Filster also crawls down.
Okay. Lucas, you use the wand of detect magic, and it detects two things in here as being magic. The sword and one of the constellations directly above the sword.
Oh, this should be interesting. Would you all mind keeping watch in case there's an army of undead or something? I'd like to identify the meanings of this sword and this constellation before we proceed further. In case we're meant to be taking one with us.
That agrees.
Thank you.
All right.
So we'll get out the pearl on it, polish it a little, squeaky sound, and get to work.
All right. So while he's casting Identify, is anyone doing anything else?
Ixna was just keeping watch.
Filster picks Splicter back up, and you're safe now.
And Splicter hugs
Stairs
onto
through
Phil
the
Sticker's
archway.
head. I'm sorry, what?
Stairs through the archway.
You have dark vision, yes? You see you see on the through the doorway many bodies laying out on like shelves, like in a catacomb.
Good bodies or old bodies?
Very old bodies. Somewhat mummified.
Very old bodies likely to become animate because we're here.
I guess. Yeah, it looks like the army would be. What if this is? What if it's something innocuous, like all of their spirits are here and they go to orgies or something, or dances. They have fun afterlife parties here, and it's totally innocent. We're invaders. We're monsters.
So is anyone looking at the murals around the sword room?
Sure. Bort will look at them.
Oh, good. The wall depicts the life and death of a man and a dragon. The dragon is terrifying. The man is crafting a sword. The man is holding the sword above his head. The sword gleams. The man is fighting the dragon. The dragon is slain. The man bathes in the dragon's blood. Other men shoot arrows at the man, and they bounce off. The man is golden now. A bad man steals the magic sword and stabs the dragon slayer in the back. Many people are weeping. The sword is put in a stone.
Okay. Is it possible to get any further knowledge of this from Stone Sense, or does this
No.
or Stone Cunning? No.
Stone cunning doesn't give you relevant information to that.
All right. Could I
but
still roll history just to see if I, have heard of this story?
certainly.
All right. 17.
This reminds you of the story of how a human hero named Suguru slew the red dragon Nibelungen the Red almost 2,000 years ago.
All right. Well, that gives us a possible time frame. Bort will try and relay this information to the rest of the group, making sure to be clear that this is only a possibility, and he's not entirely sure that the story of Sugaru is the one directly related to this place.
Fascinating. Is it connected to a constellation somehow?
Not to
Would,
Bort's knowledge.
Not as far as I'm aware, no.
This would seem the most likely avenue of new information, then. But I do intend to identify both.
So which is Lucas identifying first?
The ceiling.
The ceiling.
Is- Odds are that's a ward on the sword, and if it's not, it's something.
Yeah. The sword or the ceiling is hidden amongst this constellation is a glyph of warding.
All right.
It will create some sort of illusion when it's triggered. If that's a thing, identify. Yeah, I don't know. Glyph of warding would tell you. It seems to be a to be a variation of glyph of warding that's been made into a repeatable magical item. It will play the same illusion multiple times after a recharge period.
So, in that case, it's hard to say. I don't know how much information we're really going to get off of that. If we know it's an illusion, that changes a lot. But so yeah, I guess you'll have to decide if we do have that information.
You do.
All right. In that case, Lucas will say, seems to be some sort of illusion. I'm going to try to activate it. Wish me luck.
Okay, what do you do?
He's going to poke it with his walking stick / magic rod.
Poking the ceiling?
Yeah, the glyph of warding.
Nothing happens.
If I had to guess, the glyph is probably meant to protect the sword.
We'll identify the
makes
sword
sense.
next before we do too much.
Alright. So you're going to identify the sword?
Yep.
So when you touch the sword, which if you look at identify, it specifies you have to touch a thing.
Okay.
When you touch the sword to begin casting identify on it, the constellation above you glows, and a ghostly apparition appears. It appears to be a human woman, draped in flowing, spectrally sort of robes, and she's speaking in a stern voice in a long dead language towards you, Lucas. She says something that sounds like a warning, and then disappears.
Lucas anticipated that there might be a good reason for warning here. He'll reassure the illusion, which can't possibly hear him, that he's just investigating. He doesn't mean to kill anything with this sword. And then he'll continue casting.
All right. You finish your identification of the sword, and you learn two things. One, this aura is of a +1 Dragon Slayer.
Cool.
You also learn that this object, the sword, is currently under the effect of a false aura spell.
Interesting.
Nistel's magical aura, although, yeah.
Well, in that case, he's going to suppose he doesn't know what to make of it. He'll inform everyone else. But unfortunately for me, I got a text that I absolutely must return the call on, so I'll be just a second.
Okay.
So what it's basically indicating is that there's a false aura that this is a +1 Dragon Slayer sword.
That would be a reasonable conclusion.
Okay. Interesting.
Lucas could tell you if
It's
you're
actually
if you're curious. By the way, a +1 Dragon Slayer means that it's a +1 sword for all purposes. But if you hit a dragon with it, you do an additional 3d6 damage.
Ouch. Well, that's quite useful, and it would certainly fit with the thematics of the room. But
false aura, though. It's actually a spear.
That would require a different sort of illusion.
The false aura is hiding the illusion and making it look like it's a false aura spell.
It's like magic detect if it's cursed in any way. Or identified.
I'm sorry, what?
right.
Was that Telgan? You were asking if Identify would tell you if it was cursed or in any way?
You broke up really
Yeah.
badly. It was
Everybody,
my internet's going bad, isn't it?
Yes.
no, it's everybody.
Why?
Hi.
You all sound terrible to me.
Oh yeah, everyone sounds bad. Why does everyone sound bad? Damn you, Discord.
Damn it,
I
Discord.
don't know.
Did Discord
I told you that happened.
die again?
Discord became complacent. Now Skype is dead. Discord doesn't have to be any good. We should have gone back by our I told you.
Uh-oh.
My bars are green.
Well, I think we're back.
Okay.
My bars
There we
became
go.
green again.
Yeah.
Yay.
So everybody dropped out, I guess.
Yeah, but I can hear you now.
Okay. Yes, I was asking you if Identify could identify if it was cursed or not.
Actually, no. The book does say that if something is cursed, Identify will not reveal the fact that it is cursed.
And I think we should be wary of that possibility.
Certainly.
So I guess we kind of gotta wait for Retromach to get back from their phone call.
Mm-hmm.
I am tremendously sorry. Someone decided that the proper way to book a meeting was to say that I would be there unless I called back right away to say I wouldn't.
Wow.
That
Do you work
is...
where I do?
Yeah, so that sounds like a really terrible, terrible system. But okay, yes. So Ixa brought up the idea that the sword might be cursed. While you were away.
The murals do seem to pick some sort of goldening, which isn't implied by available Dwemer. However, we can't be certain what's going on with it, nor have we found an explanation for why it is presently glowing. I would suggest that we leave it for now and continue to search the facility. What do you all think?
If there's more to search, yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yes, let's leave this for now, and we will see about dealing with it later.
Was there a way deeper, or was this it?
There's
There-
the archway that leads into
Yeah,
the
I thought
room
so.
with the where Philsticker saw bodies.
We should probably investigate that room as well.
That does seem like a good next step.
As long as we don't raise the dead or whatever.
What advice against that?
Well, we shall do what we can.
Okay. So so you're all standing in the sword room. There's the there's an archway in front of you. You see who, I suppose, is going to enter the room first.
Bort will, because that's what he do.
All right. Bort, no sooner than you entering the room that do the corpses begin to come to life. And it's initiative.
Oh,
Oh, I think I gotta hold on. I gotta clear out the initiative from last time. Okay.
we also don't have tokens on this map.
Yeah, they're on the side of the
over
map.
on the right.
Yeah, hold on. I'm sketching together the map of the for the battle.
Oh damn! Guess I have to roll my initiative again. What a shit.
Why? You were there.
Damn, I wish I could keep that.
However, the joke was that I rolled right before you switched to the other map, and I got a 7. And I was pretending that I was going to roll again and use the different number. But I won't actually do that. I'm a good boy.
Let's see. Also, Bort, why are you dead and not at full health?
I don't know.
you should stop being dead and be at full health. You've had long
Neither is
rests.
Lucas. Punish him.
Yeah. I don't know where anyone is. I can't get into the edit menu. I gotta refresh. Bill Sticker, you can't be in there.
Well, you're just a commoner. You can't tell me what to do. I can test my sword's sharpness by killing you for no reason. Someone bring me a sword.
Let me just pull up the stats for my monsters. Scribe. Let's see. I guess I gotta roll all their initiatives. I'm guessing the guy with the -1 initiative is probably gonna go last. Guy with the 0.
Most likely.
Guy with the 0
He
actually
can
beat
go
him.
in yeah. He can go in the next combat.
uh, all right. So, Bort, as you as you enter this room, you see that there are six corpses in here, and they all immediately begin to rise as soon as Bort steps through the archway. The two of these are very clearly warriors. They were buried in armor, and they have swords at their sides. And they see three of them are unadorned. There's some remains of funeral clothing on them, but they seem to be bare of any sort of significant items. The last one in the far corner is wearing a painted golden death mask and wearing silk robes with gold embroidery. It carries no weapons, but it seems to be very highly honored. And the face on the death mask looks feminine to Bort. The undead with the sword uses you shouldn't be taking up 4 squares. They're not giants. The undead with the sword uses half of his movement to stand up. And then comes toward Bort. And reach. Yeah. And it yeah. Dashes up to no. Steps to there and assumes a defensive stance, effectively dodging, waiting for the fight to begin. It clearly has hostile intent. Kildrak, it's your turn.
Door is kind of busy. Let's see. Who can I see? See those two for sure. That one's kind of iffy. Three visible creatures. Can't see that one. If I were to move here, I could see that one. That one. Oh, wait, no, 30 feet. You have not given me great options. They are too spread out. Given that, I will move here. If that's wait, well, can I touch Bort from here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna move there and slap heroism on Bort.
Okay.
Bort's touched.
Literally.
Mm-hmm. Immune to frighten and gain temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier.
So that's I think it's 4. Yeah,
Okay.
4.
Support gains 4 temporary hit points.
For a minute.
Mm-hmm. And it
I'll
gains,
regen every
those at the start of his turn.
Yes.
Okay.
And they replenish each round.
Right. As long as you maintain concentration.
Which I intend to do.
Except.
1 second. All right.
I'm going to go ahead. Since there are no enemies that move before Bort, I'm going to go ahead and give him the temporary hit points now as a green bar above its health. So don't forget.
Excellent.
All right.
But you don't have
I've
them
asked
when
this many-
Ixa or Lucas make this their moment of inevitable betrayal.
I know I've asked this before, but if Ixa like blocks the path here, can friendlies go through her?
Yes, friendlies can go through.
Okay. Then she will move there and smack that undead, which is a zombie, I guess, or skeleton.
The undead with
her
sword?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna hit that with her sword twice.
Okay,
As I should remember.
you have disadvantage because it took the dodge action.
Okay. I don't think she's gonna do anything much more effective anyway.
Well, if you roll a 20 after disadvantage, you definitely hit. Both
Alright,
of those hit.
2 hits.
Yep.
16 damage.
Okay. Are you what sort of weapon are you using?
It's just her longsword, which is unremarkable in any way, I think.
Okay. So 11 damage. And then okay. Ixa, you're not only is your sword doing less damage than anticipated, this is not like the zombies you fought in the Fever Swamp. It does not move like one.
Yeah, I was expecting this to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
These aren't just throwaway zombies.
Does Ixa have anything else she needs to do? A bonus action or anything?
Let me check and make sure she didn't have any spells worth casting for bonus action. Oh yes, actually, what I meant to cast before the fight started.
Okay.
She will cast Divine Favor.
All right. And Lucas.
All right. It looks as though this situation is by and large under control. If Lucas were to move to here,
Mm-hmm.
would he be considered in melee with undead sword, or would he be free to then shoot through?
You would not be in melee because there's quite a solid wall between the two of you.
Then I'm gonna shoot down here past these.
Okay. A 14 is exactly what you need to hit.
6 damage.
All right. Fire seems to work, but it seems a lot tougher than a zombie. Anything else from Lucas?
No, that was a move and his attack.
Okay. Fort.
Right. Bort, I guess, is going to have the other undead with sword get hurt.
Which other one?
The one that isn't next to it. Literally everyone.
Lucas shot it with a firebolt.
Okay. Right. Well, I guess I will go and beat it up
Okay.
since I'm in the room. Right. And Bort is going to start beating on it with his maul +1.
Excellent.
And I should probably make sure that I add the +1 to my attack bonus as well.
Yes.
Okay, 19.
19 hits.
And, 8 bludgeoning. And
Yeah. Your magic weapon seems to be fully effective against this.
cool. Does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit.
Damnable. Well,
Okay. Is that Bort done then?
yep.
Alright.
I mean, I could probably get away with one of them thingies where I double attack, but I want to save that.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Weirdly enough.
The undead with the with the ornate clothing shambles forward, and let's see. Why is Philsticker and Splicter in the initiative twice?
For Philsticker and Splicter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. And the ornate undead looks at Bort, and and from it emanates a bone-chilling psychic scream, not unlike not unlike a Redead in Legends of Zelda. I should have got a sound effect.
I was actually thinking the same thing.
Yeah, make a wisdom saving throw.
Me?
Yes, Bort.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. I'm bad at this, but I did roll really fucking well, so.
Alright, yeah. Bort, you are not afflicted by its dreadful gaze, and are in fact immune to it for the rest of today.
Yay.
Philsticker and Splicter, and also Setigan.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. Lord Philsticker, what shall I do? I move on your initiative.
Let's see. Yeah. Go attack that guy with the sword that's trying to stab Lucas through the wall.
Yes, boss.
Thanks. I take one more step forward and
Also, boss,
super
you'll find in
cool,
your
like-
journal that I put my character sheet stub in there for you. You can check your journal and
thanks.
find it.
now I don't have to go back to the Discord.
I thought that would be convenient for you, Lord.
certainly. Vilster looks all cool as he shoots Eldritch blasts in opposite directions
Okay.
at the undead with the sword and the unarmed undead.
Mm-hmm. Which undead with the sword? This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the other one will have to betray Mort.
Right. Okay. Make your to hit rolls.
Right.
I don't know which one you were shooting first.
The undead with the sword.
Okay. So you miss the undead with the sword. But you hit the unarmed one.
Oh, okay, that's something.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Very good. I was assuming you were going to tell me that I betrayed Setigan instead.
No. But you shoot the unarmed undead and with your force blast, and that looks more like a fever swamp zombie. As you tear a hole through its guts. Meanwhile, Sir Setigan, Knight Sorcerer, hits the undead with the sword. You may roll his damage for his signature attack.
Okay.
It's D8 plus 4.
1d8 plus 4. 11, too! We're in sync!
Mm-hmm. But his weapon is non-magical, and the undead seems to be quite resistant to it.
Let's cast a spell on that.
Yes. Silas.
Oh, he's good at Arcana.
Yep, moving up into the doorway here, Silas stabs this undead overset again.
Alright.
With a pike, of course, as usual.
Mm-hmm. 14 hits. And this is the
extra attack, yep.
the evil magic pike.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So it's a magical weapon. Yep.
I'm not evil, I just want things. Stab him again.
Yes.
Stab Veltiger.
Yeah. Those were definitely some meaningful stabs. As Silas jabs the undead with the sword badly. And now we're to we're to the block of enemies. From the bottom corner, one of the corpses rushes forward and tries to slam into Bort. Ineffectually.
Yay.
The undead with the sword swings his sword two-handed at Bort. And he crits! Bort suffers 10 damage.
Oh boy.
And then it reaches out with a hand and pulls Bort's life force. But Bort was resistant.
Right. How much life force?
You resisted.
Okay.
Or it failed to. It had to make an attack roll, and it rolled a 4.
Ah, okay.
Yes, so you're fine. But you did feel that it was doing bad things to your body. All right.
Well, I'm glad it failed at doing bad things to my body.
The zombie that Philsticker shot charges at him and does not slam him successfully.
I was afraid I'd made a mistake there for a moment.
The other one he has to dash in order to get into melee, but it does run straight towards Philsticker. And we're back to the
I
top.
did. I didn't make a mistake.
We're back to the top of the initiative order, and the undead with the sword makes 2 longsword attacks on Setigan. I'm pretty sure both of those are going to be hits. Yes, he's got an 18 AC. Both of those hit.
Oh,
So, okay. Setigan, being a follower, uses different rules for taking damage. He doesn't have hit points. Instead, he has health levels. But he only has 3 health levels because he's a 3rd level follower. So he needs to make a Constitution saving throw with a difficulty equal to the average damage of the hits he just took, which is 7. So
I guess you could cast shield though.
oh, that's
Since
true.
he's got
You could
3
use
castings of that.
that's true. He could cast shield as his reaction, and that would allow him to reflect both attacks. Because it's until the end of the turn, right?
Yep.
It's only
Yeah, so he could totally cast shield and burn his
until
reaction.
the start of next turn.
Right.
We'll just have him do that so we never have to learn about health levels.
Curses. All right. He probably wouldn't have taken damage anyway, but very well. So the undead with the sword brings his blade around, swinging down 2-handed at Setigan, and Setigan just holds out a hand, and a shimmering protective field envelops him, and the undead just wails on this shield ineffectually. And Kildrak.
Indeed. Is that Kildrak there? Not Kildrak. Is that Philsticker? It's Philsticker. When is he out there?
Kildrak is confused.
A little bit, yeah.
I created the blue bar on Setigan to track his number of castings of shield, since it's his only spell.
Okay, I know for a fact I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
And then the question is, what am I going to do next? I want to use the Pipes of Haunting, but I have a feeling these guys are going to be resist. I need to get rid of that mark.
What were the limitations on using it?
Oh, I mean, it's 3 charges a day, effectively. DC 15 wisdom save, and then they become frightened if they fail. But I just have a feeling that these guys are going to be resistant to fear.
Oh, yeah, that seems likely.
May not be, but it's a bit of a risk. But I would hit all of them. I don't know. Any opinions on that?
I mean, you should definitely do this thing.
All right. Yeah, I'll give it a try. Let's see if it works. Pipes of Haunting.
Okay.
Flips him out and plays that haunting melody.
Yes.
Presumably freaks out Sedigan a little bit.
Yes. He was not expecting that.
It should
Um,
hit all of them,
Yes.
if it works at all.
Yes, I'm just checking.
Okay.
The Ornate Undead does not need to save.
Okay.
But the other ones do. It just succeeds. But the other ones do. I'm gonna do the ones with swords first, from left to right. Okay. The sword ones both become frightened. Frightened of Kildrak.
Doing the big spook to the big spooks.
Yes. You are clearly a very powerful necromancer. You have instilled a sense of fear into these Walking Dead. And now I'll do the 3 zombies. 1, 2, 3.
Welp.
All the zombies are also afeared of the great and terrible Kildrak.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
the one is standing there just like y'all's a bunch of bitches.
Okay, so that was your action. Do you have anything with a bonus action you wish to do, or are you done?
I think I'm done. I think I could give someone inspiration, but I'm gonna hold off on that.
Okay, Ixa.
All right. 1 second. Okay, so she can still hit the same one, but she can't reach the one in front of. Sir Sedigan, is that his name?
Yeah, Sedigan. Sir Sedigan,
Yeah.
Knight Sorcerer of the Philsticker Swamp.
Right.
We gotta work on the name of that boss.
Okay, yeah. So
We'll
if she
come up with
tries,
something evocative.
yeah. So anyway, if Ixa tries to move up, she would obviously provoke an attack of opportunity. So I guess she'll try to just finish off the undead she attacked last turn.
Okay.
I'm sure that's a miss and a hit.
Yes, that's 1 hit.
And then additional radiant damage, only 1.
All right. Let me see. Well, 1 goes through all the way at least. And 7 slashing becomes. It's a bit of damage, but it's still holding itself together.
Frustratingly.
Yes. Lucas.
All right. The enemy seems reasonably debuffed. How's Bort doing over there?
Bort is
Bort is feeling
alive.
heroic.
Right. Perhaps Bort should enjoy a bit of battle support. So we will grease up this area.
All right. I need to check. Does I know Frighten gives them disadvantage on it's also ability checks, but not saving throws.
I know they're both already frightened, but like everything is frightened, and Lucas
Right.
isn't getting a clear shot at anyone right now because the door is pretty thoroughly blocked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so the unarmed undead, a 15 on his dex save, and The one with the sword. $13.
Well, a 15 saves.
All right. So the the one with the bonus falls down, and the one with the -2 malice stays up. All right, but no, that was actually pretty good because now it's Bort's turn. Bort, you'll have advantage if you hit the one that fell down.
Excellent.
Because he's prone.
Okay. Well, I am going to attack with my maul, and I'm going to spend a superiority die for a sweeping attack.
Okay.
Okay. Does a 16 hit?
It does.
Excellent. Okay, and that's going to do 12 damage to the one with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 damage to the unarmed one.
Okay.
And then he's going to do the exact same thing.
Okay.
And 26 probably hits.
Yeah.
That's going to do 10 damage to the one with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And 8 damage to the unarmed one.
Okay.
And he's going to use his action surge. And he's going to attack the one with the sword and spend his superiority die on sweeping attack.
Okay.
And does a 15 hit?
It does. The ones with the
Okay.
sword have 14 AC.
Okay. So that's going to do 14 bludgeoning damage.
Okay,
To the
he's
one
at
with the
-5. He's dead.
And 3 more damage to the unarmed undead.
Okay.
And he's just going to attack the unarmed undead, I guess.
That makes sense. Won't have
And
advantage on it.
18 hits.
It does.
And that's 11 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, that is enough to put it at 0, but this one has undead fortitude. So it needs to make a Constitution save. If it makes, let's see, because this is not radiant or a critical hit, so it needs to make a DC 16 in order to stay alive.
Watch it succeed on this.
Nope.
Nope.
Yes. So, Bort just, goes completely flurrying of blows, goes completely berserk, and in 6 seconds renders these two mostly intact corpses into
Not so
dust
intact
and
corpses.
dust and broken bones and not very much corpse, not much left recognizable. You still have your move. I see you eyeing the ornate undead.
Oh, that's me. That's me drawing that line.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Sorry, but okay, Bort. That was your action.
Bort will move over to the ornate undead
Okay.
and invite it to murder him because
Because it's its turn now.
Yes.
All right. So it meets your challenge by raising up its It's ancient withered fists and attempting to pummel you.
Oh,
Which crits.
goodbye, everyone.
Okay, so let's see. You're gonna need to make a Constitution saving throw. But first I need to roll all of this damage.
We toss board on the pile.
So first you take 18 bludgeoning damage.
That's after the temporary hit points, or did I use those up?
You'll use those to soak the first four of that.
Alright, 14.
And then you're gonna take 23 necrotic damage.
Okay, that puts me at 0.
Okay. And you still need to make that Constitution save.
Oh boy.
Oh,
What's my
Bort really overextended himself on those other two.
It doesn't really matter what my TN is. I'm pretty sure that fails.
Yes. Yes. I need to write something down.
He's just writing "Bort is dead" on a piece of paper.
Okay. So, Bort runs up to the here heroism was also at 0. Bort runs up to the ornate undead, and it just bops him right in the chin with a rotting fist, and
he goes the fuck down.
And he goes the fuck down.
Oh God. Let's all leave.
Well, Philsticker, if you want to leave, you are surrounded by zombies.
Well, I'm sorry for my bad advice. I thought we would screw up the spellcaster by being in melee with it, but what do I know, apparently?
The first thing we screwed up on is assuming that it was a spellcaster.
No, I still think it's going to cast spells at us.
Well,
It's gonna pick up Bort and cast him at us.
it was fun while it lasted, but I get the feeling that this is my third lost character in this game.
Philsticker, Bort's in trouble. Is there anything you want to do to try and save him?
No, Bort's in trouble.
Do I even want to know what the penalty of failing that Constitution save is?
You'll find out.
I might find out.
Well, if it doesn't, if it doesn't step on your head, you'll find out. If it steps on your head and you die, I'll tell you in a private message later.
Yeah. Let's see, if I run away from these guys, I'll get opportunity attacked and torn in two, right?
You will get opportunity attacked. But they have disadvantage right now because they are frightened of Kildrak.
Before you take any huge
okay.
risks, Lucas can reach and heal Bort on his turn.
Oh, okay, good. I was gonna run.
I also have healing word, so I can do it from a distance.
That would be even better because it's a lower level spell.
Okay then, so don't run up and turn Bort invisible. Gotcha.
I would not advise it, no.
If it was greater invisibility, so that he could continue being invisible while killing things, then that would be different. But
I mean, Right now, he's not killing any things anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
And I could turn us both invisible. And then I wouldn't get killed by the undead either. But okay, apparently my friends can heal everyone from 100 feet away. Okay. Filsker hexes the ornate undead.
No, there's no resistance
Disadvantage
to this.
on strength, I guess.
Sure.
Alright. Now you're in for it.
Now it wouldn't be able to throw board across the room at you.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your bonus action.
Yeah. Alright, and he shoots some Eldritch Blast. How about the both of them at the ornate undead? Oh, wait,
Okay,
that gets
you
me
have
opportunity
disadvantage.
attack, does
No, not opportunity attack, but you have disadvantage
Oh, okay.
because you're in melee with
He shoots
two
it
others.
twice then.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, 9 misses and 15 does hit.
Yeah. Yeah, 16.
All right. It's not gonna have any. No. Let's see. Is it resistant to necrotic? Oh. Your hex, it does nothing.
No!
Hex.
Hexing hex.
No. Anything else from Tilsticker? Are you done?
I guess I'm done. Oh yeah, setting an attack undead with sword. Do it!
Oh, you're right. He does. Roll his damage.
It's,
It's like,
7.
all right, because all right. Oops, I set it to that instead of subtracting. Damn it! Why is it not doing the math? Okay. Silas, it's your turn.
You sound like you're somebody in the room with the microphone that doesn't know the microphone's in the room. And is just talking to you.
Mm-hmm. But you
Yeah, it was positioned wrongly.
Okay.
It's fine.
So you were stabbing at the undead with the sword?
Yes.
All right. 10 misses.
Okay.
But a 16 hits. Yeah. Silas gets the other undead the other armed undead through the head with the pike, and it goes down.
Good.
Any other movement from Silas?
Let me see. No, I'm fine where he is.
Okay. That undead is dead. That undead is dead. That one's gonna pummel Bill Sticker with disadvantage. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Right. You take 2 damage.
Fuck.
And the other one attacks Billsticker with disadvantage. 5 does not hit you.
Yes.
Kildrak, we're back to you.
Well, at least I've managed to save someone some pain. So, okay, consideration on board. I can throw a healing word at him right now,
You
but
should.
the or
Sorry. You were saying?
well, I was just wondering, is the ornate undead just gonna fucking pummel the crap out of him again and make things even worse?
The first part of that, yes, but it's still worth getting him up because it is better for him to have hit points and be downed again than not.
I'm thinking more about whatever that Constitution effect is. I don't know what the hell that's doing.
I don't know of any effect in D&D 5 that like stacks layers of effect. I think he
Okay.
probably already failed the save for that, and failing
And
it
that's it?
again probably won't make it worse.
Okay, well, I'll give it a
And
shot
any
then.
condition he might have is less bad than the condition
Death?
that he than the best condition to afflict in the game, which is death, which could
Right.
follow if he gets if it attacks him while he's unconscious.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna throw out a healing word. It's a bonus action, level 1 spell, 60 range. So that's 1d4. I don't have a macro for this one because I have never really had to use it. Anyway, 6 HP. You're back alive. Congratulations.
Yay! Now to get my ass kicked again.
Okay, that was a bonus action, so I still get to do all the other things that I did not plan out in advance. But
That's
Mhm.
6 HP.
Yes.
6, yeah. Does he get the? Did the heroism fade when he died? I'm
I
not
don't
sure how
I-
that works.
I don't know.
He didn't die. He went
Yeah.
down.
Right, went down. Sorry.
So I don't think so.
Yeah, it just says when the spell ends, and it's your concentration, not his. So
Okay. And I haven't been attacked because everything is afraid of me.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I guess he'll get some temporary hit points on his turn as well.
All right. Cool.
All right.
I am going to. This thing. I'm going to try this and see how well it works. I'm going to slap a vicious mockery at it at the ornate. Wait, am I in range? Yes. Yeah, I'm going to try to mock the thing.
Okay, that's a wisdom save.
Yes.
All right.
DC 15. You can't even kill things right.
Let's see. And it has no special protection against psychic.
Yep, psychic.
So it takes the 5 damage.
And disadvantage. That's what I really cared
Right.
about.
And it has disadvantage on its first attack.
Yes.
Okay. Then
Sorry, Phil Sticker. Good luck.
Oh.
He's fine. He's fine. Oh, I forgot to roll those zombies.
Oh yeah.
Breaking free of the.
It should still be a 15.
Yeah. Yeah, and they still have -2 wisdom.
Oh.
Well, they're still stuck.
Oh.
Okay. Ixa, It's your turn.
Okay, so each square was 5 feet.
Yes. It'll calculate it automatically if you. The thing.
Right, I was trying to figure out if Ixa could get to the ornate undead without provoking an attack of opportunity.
No, because she can't get into the room without moving into this guy's threatened areas.
Yeah,
So it's impossible unless she can teleport.
which she cannot, so I think she may just take that chance.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's just gonna rush forward to it, and spending inspiration lets you get a reroll, right?
Yeah, it gives you advantage. An
Okay.
11 does not hit you, so you are safe from the attack of opportunity.
Okay, then I will use inspiration, and she will try to hit it twice with her sword. And if she hits, she's going to use divine smite on it.
Okay. So inspiration will only give you advantage on one roll. Not
Okay,
every.
17 hit.
17 does hit.
Okay, so since I'm multi-attacking, did I have to declare that like before rolling that first hit, so like it's wasted?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Well,
and she crits.
Yeah, you needed to declare it before you were rolling, so.
Yeah, so she just wasted it on the first attack then.
Yeah. So okay, damage for the first hit.
Okay, and
you're gonna
see,
use your divine smite with the crit.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm not sure if it makes any difference.
It does. Which is why you should have technically done the damage for the first one before you and decided whether or not to smite on it, because if you crit and you use divine smite gives you dice of damage, and those dice get doubled when you crit.
Okay, well, was it too late to wait till the second attack to use divine smite?
I will allow it, but
Okay.
in the future.
All right, so instead of 2d8, how much does it do?
48. It double. All dice are doubled when you crit.
Okay.
Okay. So the non-magical portion is okay. Is that, and then. All right. So your holy paladin, as they're apt to do, tears into the ornate undead with powerful blows, and well, you cleaved off so many hit points, but it still stands.
Regrettably.
Lucas, it's your turn.
All right. This is pretty unlikely for poor Lucas, but he's just going to step to here and try to shoot over Sir Sedig's shoulder. See if he can hit the guy behind him, who will have cover, but what can you do?
Yeah. That's a hit.
All right.
Just like the old days back in the Fever Swamp, setting zombies on fire.
Yep.
These zombies are a lot drier, though, and they don't smell nearly as bad.
But somehow managed to be less flammable.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go home.
Bort, you are prone but awake.
All right, Bort's going to stand up.
You gain 4 points of temporary hit points from heroism.
Cool. Bort is going to rise and try and hit hit the bastard who just beat him up real bad, like.
Okay.
Because that wasn't very nice.
No, it wasn't.
Alright. There's a 14 hit.
Surprisingly, yes.
Excellent. It's 10 bludgeoning. And he's gonna do it again because screw this guy. Or
Alright.
girl. And that doesn't hit. Which is unfortunate because he probably would have knocked this sucker out if he had
No,
managed.
you're wrong. 11 hits.
Wow. Okay. That's convenient.
Yeah. It's not wearing any armor. And it's kind of a shambly sort of undead.
Okay. Well, it's a very dead sort of undead.
Yes, it is. With one more swing, Bort hits it in the shoulder and snaps the neck, and the ornate undead crumples. And just slain. Bellsticker and Spluchter and Sir Setigan. You're surrounded by zombies.
Oh God! I shoot Eldritch blasts in two directions.
Are you
I'm
sure?
gonna keep doing this till it works.
You don't want to like move
Why
your
shouldn't
hex?
I? No, that sounds ridiculous. Oh wait, oh that's right. Yeah, the hex. Yeah, okay. Filster moves the hex onto the one that that Setigan isn't about to attack.
Okay. Now you may attack with disadvantage if you really want to use Eldritch Blast.
Of course I do.
Okay.
What else would I do? Use an axe?
Yes.
First
away
one's the
and
one on the left.
Okay.
Absurd. I'm a tank.
Well, shockingly, you hit both times.
There's that all-important necrotic damage that they're immune to.
They're not immune to it.
Oh, okay.
The mummy was immune. The zombies are not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, I put the necrotic damage on the wrong one.
Yeah, make sure you get that hit point in the right place.
Yes. Now, are you going to roll the rest of your damage, or what?
Oh yeah, that's right. There's other damage. That's the one on the right.
Okay.
And the one on the left. Sorry, I rolled them out of order.
Alright. And roll damage for... yeah, actually his minimum... Well, yeah, roll, because it needs to make an undead fortitude save.
Oh yeah. Alright, that's 11. Or 12.
Dead.
Alright.
Setigan jabs his sword through the zombie and severs its head.
I'm not surrounded.
Do you need, since Setigan has used his attack to kill the thing, do you want him to move?
Yeah. Move out of the way so Silas can come in finally.
Alright. You should have, oh, I didn't give you, I thought I'd give you permission to roll. Let me fix that.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, you now have permission to move him. Okay.
Alright.
Silas.
Alright, Silas moves into the room, even though he could have before.
Mm-hmm.
and then stabs this undead here.
Go for it.
Hopefully, gonna finish that off.
Very likely. Especially if they roll like that. And with that, the last zombie falls. You now have a moment to catch your breath as the as the room settles. The undead warriors have all been defeated. Their weapons and armor fall to the ground. You see along the walls of this room there are slabs of stone shaped vaguely like beds, places where bodies could be laid to rest. There are two doors in this, two, not doors, they're not, there's nothing in them, just entryways to other rooms on the left and the right side, and there's a stairway going down opposite of the sword room.
First things first, Lucas will offer the potion he carries on him at all times to Bort.
Bort will take it and consume its contents, that they may give him life.
They give him 17 life.
Excellent. Bort is partially restored.
So what is everyone doing?
Well, we should probably gather what weapons and armor there were here. I'll write them down now, but before we go anywhere with them, I'm going to end up detecting magic on them. But what can I record?
Okay. Well, each of the whites had a longsword. Their armor has no value to you. But each of them, the whites, has some jewelry on them, very, very visible. One of them has a single large gold ring, decorated with bloodstones. The other one has a collection of simple gold band rings on his left hand.
All right.
The collection of all the gold rings, Lucas estimates and may write down as a value of 500 gold pieces.
That includes the bloodstone ring?
Yes. The bloodstone ring, he estimates, makes up half of that value. The mummy, he examines, is wearing a painted gold death mask. It's large and ornate and beautiful, if slightly grisly. He imagines it'll be worth quite a lot, possibly something like 750. The silk robes that the mummy was wearing, though slightly dusty now that the corpse has been exploded by Bort, um, show no signs of age or having been made contaminated by the body in any way. He figures he could. Lucas figures that they may be worth money to be resold.
They're definitely worth checking for magic once we're done gathering the items of the place.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you guys want to use a charge now, but it's a bit risky.
Yeah, no trouble in holding on to it. Unless they, like,
Yeah, we're not
give us the
attuning to it.
death
Or anything.
itis.
Well, if we don't attune to it, I don't think that'll matter.
All right. So Phil Sticker and Sedigan, I see you have gone over to the left hand side doorway there. On the floor in that room, you see more bones on platforms or on resting places, like there were in this room, but the corpses in here seem even older and less well preserved. Except in the middle of the floor, there is a small skeleton. It's either a halfling or like a human child. It's long dead. Probably hundreds and hundreds of years. But it's just bones, and it's left on the floor in like a sprawled position.
Sedigan, let's do the nice thing in case we get a reward.
What's the nice thing, sir?
We gotta put the bones up on a slab. Don't tell anyone I'm not just doing it because it's the right thing to do.
To be honest, we should probably burn all of the bodies here. They will have all been contaminated with necromantic energy. At least potentially. And I wouldn't want to be left in a place like this. Can't imagine they do either.
Okay, so Phil Sticker, before you even reach the the boy's bones, you hear a wailing, and the and energy begins to swirl up from the other bones in this room. On the far side, a uh, a a black shadowy form begins to take shape in the vague image of a man. A wraith appears, and from the other bones in the on the shelves on the wall, white figures bemoaning their fates appear as well, specters to join the wraith. And let's take a 5-minute break, and then we'll do initiative.
All right.
Okay. We're just going to get back to it. We're still waiting for Sala to join us, but I want to see if we can get started, and if I'll roll Phil Sticker's initiative if need be. And if he doesn't win the initiative, then there's no point in waiting for him. Great. He rolled a 20.
Of course.
Of course. My clever plan was undone.
Oh, damn it. I thought I selected.
It's
oh,
okay. I at least go at the same time as him, so
Yes.
I can at least I can do something.
Yes, we can we can stall a little bit longer while we wait for Sala. Is that everybody?
I think so.
Not me.
We already rolled for you because you were taking too long. Unfortunately, you won, but fortunately, you got here anyway.
Ah,
Yeah, I still need to roll too. 1 second.
Yeah. Okay. Wait for Ixa then. Reshuffle. Okay. Bill Sticker, you won the initiative. These horrifying, ghostly figures have risen from the bones. You have a feeling you know what happened to the poor kid in the middle.
he was just trying to help. Hunger of Hadar.
Oh shoot, that's like a real spell. So what happens?
Damn, I can't draw ellipses because you have to hold Alt. That's stupid. Alright, let's see. It's like a 40-foot radius, right?
Is it?
I'm checking because unfortunately I seem to have not actually written down the details of that spell in Roll20. Here I am, the H's. 20-foot radius of blackness and bitter cold.
Alright. So where are you?
Centered here in the dead child. Oh wait, no, that gets me.
And Sedigan.
I guess I'll send. Yeah, I guess I'll center it on that wraith there.
Alright. That only gets Phil Sticker.
If you do the corner south of the wraith, you'll get the undead. But
Yeah, I was. Right. Yeah, I was staring at that, and I was coming to the conclusion like, I get an extra 5 feet from measuring from the center of squares. This must be wrong. Okay, yeah, it goes to corners. Yeah, it's like in the wall, or it's in the corner of the room, something like that.
Yeah. We can stick it in the corner. So you stick it in the corner of the room, and whoosh.
It's a big thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
whoosh.
And it's just impenetrable blackness, right?
Complete blackness.
And there's horrible slurping sounds. And tentacles.
Ooh, I feel safer.
And,
the darkest part of the swamp. The underswamp.
Mm-hmm. And, what happens
Not even
to
Grandfather Rot goes there.
Yes. But he can command it to be here. And,
Yes.
And what horrible afflictions befall my wraith and specters?
They'll take 2d6 cold damage when they start their turn there.
When they start their turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So nothing happens immediately?
Yeah!
Okay. Bort.
Bort's gonna just like Bort would have done something, but he sees that and is like, you know what? Now is a good time to just sit this one out. So he's going to move up a little bit to stand by Lucas, and that's about it.
Mhm.
And he's just gonna watch this horrifying horror unfold
Okay.
horrifically.
All right.
Damn it! If only Phil Sticker had moved. Oh well.
Okay. So
You can't move and attack in the same round. What is this, D&D?
yes, it is D&D. Um,
What the fuck am I playing D&D?
I don't know. You seem to play it quite a lot.
God damn it!
And you're looking. Didn't you just asked Slag about joining a new one? So you know,
No, that's a Zelda game. It's different.
using 5th edition D&D.
It's using the Zelda system.
Yes. Okay. So 2d6 cold damage. It's the Spectre. He's starting his turn. Ouch.
Huzzah!
Okay. That hurts him a little bit. And is there any other effects of being inside the hunger of Hadar?
Well, I can't see anything.
All right.
If he ends his turn there, he'll get hurt again.
Okay. So the Spectre flies out of the darkness.
Damn, they always do that.
And tries to hug Philsticker with its arms, with its ghostly, spectral arms. Does an 18 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. As the creature wraps its ghostly arms around Philsticker, you take 11 necrotic damage and need to make a Constitution saving throw.
I think I'm okay.
Yes, you're fine. You're good.
So what? I'm guessing I haven't felt the effects of my failed saving throw yet.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I have magic resistance. I don't know when that applies and when it doesn't.
I believe it applies to spell. I believe it applies to spells that use mental attributes to save because of how you have it.
Okay.
Oh
no, that's different.
Oh.
That's those two different things.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the goblin trait that you had.
No, this is I have Quasit power.
Oh, right. Well, it wouldn't apply to. Well, it might apply to this. I mean, it doesn't matter because you made it, but it's a spell.
Yeah.
It's categorized as a spell attack, so which then triggers a saving throw. So I would say it counts as magic.
Okay.
Yes. It's okay. That was the Spectre's turn. Lucas.
All right. That's a staircase south of Lucas, right?
Yes.
Probably shouldn't bust out a fireball then. I don't know. I guess I can't see where I would blow it up anyway, so it's kind of moot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will just move over here and fire bolt, the one that I will now have a relatively clean line at.
Sure. A 13 does hit.
All right, 12 damage.
Okay. It hurt. You heard it. It seems fairly resistant, but you certainly heard it. Ixa.
Okay, Ixa will run forward and try to clobber it with her sword, which, now I think about it, may not be very effective. But has it been a minute since the last combat?
A minute?
Yeah, because she should still be doing extra radiant damage if it hasn't been a minute.
I don't know. It wasn't very long. Phil Sticker didn't wait around. He started poking around immediately, but no, because Lucas had already gone through all the bodies. It'd been more than a minute.
Crap. Okay, in that case, instead, I will cast Magic Weapon first as a bonus action.
Means
Then
Bort,
she will hit it.
Bort also doesn't have his heroism anymore. Casting magic weapon.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then she will.
That's a good choice. Good use of that. And then you're gonna crit it. Okay.
Yeah, and probably miss with the second attack.
Yes, but that is a crit.
I guess that's another +1 damage on top for magic weapon.
Okay, yeah. So what's it look like when you cast magic weapon? Is your sword like glowing or?
Yeah, it takes on a golden sheen that just kind of trails behind her as she swings.
All right. So Ixa's golden gleaming sword slices through the specter, and it vanishes. It dematerializes with a faint scream. It's just been sent to rest. The other specters start their turns in the hunger. So Sala, give me some 2d6 rolls.
Yeah. There you go. There's another one just in case.
All right, I'll go ahead and do both of them since they're gonna move back to back. I'll just do them both together. They're both gonna do the same thing basically. Gonna come out and they're gonna try and kill Phil Sticker.
It's the right thing to do.
So the first one tries to get Phil Sticker. And then the second one.
No.
And then the second one swoops in and tries to hug Phil Sticker.
No!
But you seem to be okay.
Please. Please don't touch me.
Kildrak!
Well, for one thing, I need to move closer. There, I guess. Next to the re-body of the ornate undead.
Mm-hmm.
And just want to check. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm going to use Bane on the specters and the wraith.
Can you do that on
Oh,
something you can't
crap.
see? Yeah, visible creatures.
It's 30 feet anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. Okay.
You can. Yeah, really, this one's the only one I think. Well, it was trying to
Yeah.
get fill stickers, so maybe you could
I
see it.
could kind of get those two, but I can't get the wraith.
Yeah.
Still, that's probably worth doing. Yeah, I'll still go on ahead and do that
Okay.
on those two.
And
They have to
that's
make charisma
saves. All right. It is not
15.
Not their best attribute, but
Nope.
nope. Banned.
So that's 1d4.
Minus 1d4 to all their shit.
Yeah, I didn't feel like bumping it to the next level, so. Actually, that only increases the number, not.
Yeah, that's for hitting more creatures. Typically not worth it. Alright, so it's the Wraith's turn. Saul, the Wraith is starting its turn in your hunger. It doesn't exactly like that, but, well, you can't see it anyway. Let's see, it has a speed
Probably
of,
gone.
Speed of that. So it, swarms out and engulfs Fill Sticker.
No.
Does a 22 hit you?
Let me check my sheet here. Yes.
You take 22 necrotic damage, and make a Constitution save. You are quite hardy today, Fill Sticker.
I'm always hardy.
Yes. So you do take the damage, though.
And it is terrible.
Yes. Yes. All right, Silas.
Alright.
It's eating me.
Let's see how far I can move. No. Alright, I'm gonna attack the Wraith.
Okay.
And I think both those hit. I'm sure the first one does.
17. Yeah, that hits.
Good.
Yep. All right. Yeah, those your cursed pike seems to be an effective weapon against these things.
Yeah, it's just carving off smoky portions.
Fill Sticker, Splicter, and Sir Sedigan.
Oh yeah, Sir Sedigan's here. Why haven't you been saving me? All right, because I haven't gotten a turn yet.
Yeah.
Well, no,
'Cause
I did get one.
You
but
used
I
your
forgot
first. You
to-
used your first turn to shroud all the bad guys in darkness, so I couldn't hit them.
I'm sorry, this is a thing I do in all games.
I mean, if you're going to be a hireling, you're going to have to get a thrown weapon so that you can throw it right before he casts that. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
Felsticker begins doing the rootin' tootin' cowboy thing of shooting his guns in the air because he's trying to kill the wraith that's eating him.
Okay. You have disadvantage. And you
Yeah,
miss
alright.
all of the times.
He shoots a bunch of Eldritch blasts at the ceiling.
Alright. Since you missed all of your attacks, Setigan can make an attack roll. He has +6 to his attack.
Okay.
Who is the attack?
But if I didn't miss, he couldn't make an attack.
Right, if you hit, he just gets to hit as well. Because you inspire other followers.
How terrible. Okay. I guess you should attack that wraith, or that specter
The Spectre?
above me.
Okay. You can roll for him. He's got a +6.
14.
Uh,
Is that enough to hit a ghost?
Yes, that is enough to hit a. That is enough to make contact with a ghost.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a 10.
Which is 5 because he doesn't have a magic weapon.
This pitiful, pitiful real sword.
Mm-hmm. But he does carve a chunk of ectoplasm off. Bort.
Right. Bort is going to step up into this corner, and I don't know if he can like attack past that wall.
I'm gonna say disadvantage.
All right. Well, he's got 2 attacks, so that's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna hit the big scary one as
Okay.
compared to the lesser scary ones.
Okay. Hit the big spooky. Well,
Does
an
an
18
18 hit?
18 does it. You guys are rolling pretty well.
Okay, that's 11 magic bludgeoning damage.
Uh-huh.
Bludgeoning psychic.
Yeah, the magic factor works to your advantage. Your
Yes.
the green slot gem glows in the pommel of your weapon as with each strike.
Yeah. And I'm gonna do it again because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Does a 19 hit?
Obviously.
And I am going to use my last superiority die on a precision attack, which I can declare after the attack roll.
Okay.
Do 12 bludgeoning plus another 8.
So 20 damage. Yes, the your maul pulses with green psychic energy as you just brush so much of this smoky, shadowy figure off of Phil Sticker, and it's much less together than it was before. Lucas.
All right. There's not a lot of good options here for Lucas, huh?
Not
I don't even think there's a
particularly.
bad option. I don't think there is anything Lucas can do to contribute to this fight at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I will take the dodge action.
All right. Ixa.
So, am I gathering correctly that the Wraith is like enveloped Philsticker?
Yes.
Okay, so is attacking it like putting him at risk?
Yeah. Not really.
Okay.
Maybe if you roll a 1, I might be mean.
All right, then Ixa will try to attack the wraith with her sword.
Hit. Also hit.
Okay, and those are both at +1 damage each.
So that was 11 and 4.
Yeah, so 15 total.
Okay. Ixa brings forth their magic sword and chops into the wraith. And the wraith screams in agony, and it dissipates. And as the wraith dies, so too do the specters vanish, and all grows quiet in the tomb, except for the slurping sounds of the hunger of Hadar, which is still going on because we forgot to have Felsticker check for concentration.
Well, that
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't like to be proven right quite so viscerally as that, but I think definitely we shouldn't leave any bodies in this place.
Yeah, okay.
Ixa agrees.
He says, standing there staring at the black orb. It'll clean up the room.
It will. And as you all kind of step out of this room, leaving the hunger of Hadar to melt all of the bones in there to nothing. As you kind of all step out, the credits roll on this episode of Beyond the Fever Swamp.
All right, thank you very much for running.
Yes.
I think I'm going to have to take more save spells with Lucas next time I get a chance, because yes, not being able to take an action there was unfortunate, but thank you very much for running. I still had a ton of fun.
Thank you all for playing, and next time, continue exploring the tomb.